Now we're going to talk about the divine mind. This is another section of the mind. The divine mind is really the mind of God, and it has features of unconditional love. It loves you unconditionally, irrespective of what you do, what you have become in this life. Whether you are a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or a robber, a rapist, or a murderer, you are still a child of God. And it is peace and joy and righteousness. This divine mind exercises forgiveness. And the divine mind teams up with the soul of man, the subconscious mind, to form what we call the heart of the mind. The heart of the mind is really the hub, the center of all its operations of the mind, and it is where all the work is done eventually on the thoughts and beliefs and fears that are created by the conscious mind. So it's almost like a relay race where you pass the buck on from the manager, as I told you. He passes it on to the conscious mind. Then the conscious mind uses thoughts and ideas and desires of the manager and works on it, evaluates it, and eventually produces beliefs or fears. And these beliefs and fears are then sown by the conscious mind into the garden of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind stores it and thinks on it even while the conscious mind is not aware of it. And finally, expanding and nurturing and strengthening these beliefs and fears, the subconscious mind incorporates the divine mind, and together they form the heart of the mind, and this heart now works upon your beliefs and fears and manifests them into a physical situation, a physical relationship, or a physical thing. Now, every single thought that you have, if you live long enough, it can be and will be manifested for you in a physical form, if you live long enough. Now, the problem is, there is some time before these thoughts, beliefs, and fears are manifested by the heart of the mind. So if it takes 5-10 years, obviously we would have forgotten what beliefs and fears we have had at age 20 when we reach 30. And when we reach 40, we forget the thoughts that we may have had when we were 30, and so on and so on. So this, because of this lag in time, we have forgotten the thoughts that we have sown in the form of beliefs and fears in the garden of our subconscious mind. And so the heart will manifest for us things that we have long forgotten, and if we understand it, we could trace the thought, the belief, or the fear back to the thought that we may have had at some point in time in our lives. So this is how the divine mind and the subconscious mind team up to manifest for us whatever we have asked it for. Remember, it was said, ask and you shall receive, but be careful what you ask for. Not everything that we ask for consciously, because we could focus on a fear, a worry, trials, tribulations, persecution. We could focus on the negative cares of the world and not realize that we are asking for it, because the principle is the same that is at work for good and bad, and for what we are doing consciously and what we are doing unconsciously. So we have to learn to make better choices, and if we don't understand about the mind, we are going to find ourselves thinking on things that we don't want and not really understanding that we are asking our garden, our soul and our heart for this negative thing that we have focused on. Again, it was said that we should love God with our mind, with our soul and with our heart. But we don't only do that. We worry with our mind, soul and heart. We are fearful with our mind, soul and heart. And this mind, soul and heart will accept your thought, your belief or your fear, whether you are aware of what you are doing or not. Cut.